and then he can concentrate on his academic career. Maybe he will find a position at a university. Maybe not. In the end, it makes no difference. But that doesn't mean he's going to do anything without proper compensation. As the Joker says in the film The Dark Knight, if you're good at something, never do it for free. He pulls a book about the life of Søren Åby Kierkegaard from his bag. 2 photographs have been slipped between its pages. Those are the 2 people who are going to pay for the completion of his studies. They will pay for it with their lives. 1. The car of the old elevator thunks between floors. The cable hums at the ceiling. Greedy old shit. Eliel Zetterborg catches a whiff of his bodyguard's powerful aftershave and turns up his nose. He thinks about the words painted on the placards he saw through the Maybach's tinted windows an hour ago. He clenches and unclenches his fists. His hands feel weak. Those ungrateful idiots don't know what they're talking about. Eliel steps out of the elevator and crosses the short distance to his front door, key in hand. Jonas shuts the elevator gate behind him. Eliel feels a pang of nostalgia when he hears the metal clank. The sound reminds him of the mechanical equipment of days gone by, iron and metal parts that smelled of lubricant and were powered by springs, steam, or mere gravity to perform work on people's behalf. In contrast, present-day technology is completely odorless and tasteless. Machines you could touch with your hand have turned into a series of elegant algorithms and mechanisms whose functioning is guided by principles so abstract that advertising and marketing professionals have to create beautiful stories around them to inject the tiniest hint of life. Even then, customers have only the faintest idea of how they work. No matter what these millennials say, things were better in the old days. You killed this town, Zetterborg. When Eliel Zetterborg founded Etsem Pipes Company with Etu Monta 50 years ago to the day, the name of a company still communicated its primary business. Back then, no one fiddled with computers at the machine works in the Niemi industrial area. They hammered and turned parts used to build something real, something tangible, not circuits or transistors, but industry that reeked of blood and sweat, heavy industry in its most literal sense. Eliel shuts his eyes and imagines the sweet smell of red-hot metal. Here's a splatter of welding at the rear of the manufacturing hall on the south side of Pusapankato. Will you be all right? Jonas says with a discreet glance around the stairwell. Jonas Lomberg is Eliel's long-term driver and bodyguard, and is escorting his employer to his front door on this evening as on every other. He will then wait at the wheel of the Maybach down on the street until Eliel is ready. Then Jonas will drive Eliel to tonight's dinner venue, a restaurant located only a block from the latter's apartment. Jonas would typically be heading home at this point, but the times are exceptional. So many members of the general public hate Eliel Zetterborg and the board of Realest from the bottom of their hearts that it's best to keep Jonas close at hand all evening. Yes, thank you. I'll see you downstairs in a minute, Eliel says, then opens the door to his apartment and taps the code into the alarm system. Jonas gives a curt nod, peers up to the top floor, then starts descending the stairs. He does so every evening because he wants to make sure no one who doesn't belong there is snuck into the stairwell. Jonas is loyal and conscientious. He's a former SWAT unit officer and still dangerous, despite being almost 50 and unarmed. Eliel Zetterborg knocks his shoes against the mat in the entryway and takes off his coat. The shoulder is damp from the walk between the car and the building entrance. The apartment smells like a new fabric softener he asked the cleaner to buy. It masks the cloying, stale odor of antiques and upholstery dating from the war, as the scent has recently begun to repel Eliel. It reminds him that he is old, and that he, just like everyone else on the planet, is condemned to die sooner or later. In his case, sooner, no doubt. Ever since Anne-Marie passed, his days have felt like a slow slide toward death. It's as if his heart is beating less.